some man of the masses.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun diary political.
Mayegun don come,
This one not dey off in mind.
Mayegun don come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh.
Mayegun don come,
My people make you shout.
Mayegun don come,
Hello there.
Àwọn mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary,
I be number one when it comes to the political conversation, expose about Nigeria. Mayegun is number one. Tell them, share the broadcast.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun
Obidient.
diary political.
Obidient. Gather here.
Fadarism kò sí lọ.
Tag yourselves.
Diary, Mayegun.
The Wike has fired the first shot.
Ẹ wo kẹgọrọ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
SPV boys, Mechamite or Mechanites, articulators, gather here.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Because of the coup in Gabon, many other African countries with their own dictators, they are changing the presidential guards in their country. Everybody's afraid of coup right now.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
There will be no coup in Nigeria. Don't even think about it. Nigeria military ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun mami.
Àní
Just yesterday, I showed you the local government chairman whose money, which we now know that is about 17 billion naira, whose money has been diverted by the state governor. They went back to go and prostrate and apologize for blowing the whistle, for one of them blowing the whistle on it. Things have gotten even out of hand now. DSS has invited the local government chairman that exposed the state governor that he diverted 17 billion naira of the local government allocation in the state. They didn't pick the governor. EFCC didn't get involved. Now DSS, they've declared the local government chairman wanted. He should submit himself to the DSS. Dokwemu, stupid service.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mo tún ti dé again. So from wherever you are joining me from, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. And you're welcome, by the way. So before you finally settle down, kind of like get fully into this, there are some few rituals you have to perform. Very simple, by the way, some few tasks. Now, the first one is share the broadcast. The second one is pay your own offering, which is like the broadcast. The third one is to take a moment and read the whole description of the broadcast, not just the headline. Then you can sit down then and start engaging with yourselves as usual. So, yeah, good morning to you again, and then top of the moment to you from wherever you are watching from. Yesterday, Wike did an interview, just same way he loved to kind of mesmerize himself when he was governor of River States. But yesterday, it was like a no holds bar. It was like a payback time. I mean, after all of that he did during your charade elections, right? He got rewarded among other people who also risked it all. Wike risked it all for Tifnumbu. It would have been a big disaster, a disgrace. He would have left Nigeria. He would have run away, by the way. Seriously. If his own case ended up like that of El Rufaya, Kaduna Littlefinger. But Wike has been rewarded. He was governor of a state. Now he's a governor of the FCT, kind of, right? As a minister. So it is time for him to begin to give it back like he was doing when he was governor of River State, like the small or little Hitler. So, but his interview are not so honest, so dishonest, but it is not unusual. Among things he said, I want to pick on the political part of it. Okay? I mean, he took the PDP to the cleaners. He said, he would destroy PDP for the fact that they betrayed him. They sold him out to Atiku. He never forgave them. And he also dared them. He dared them. Let them suspend me. Tell them to try it. He was saying all of that. They were suspending people in PDP. Nobody could mention Wike's name, the arrowhead of it all. Okay, as if that was not enough, he has become a minister under Tifnumbu. So he's now reminding the PDP, you people are still talking about suspending me. It's like a lot of you are living in delusion. You are living in a different world. It's like you think it is the same PDP that you had back then that you still have right now. I own PDP. It's like somebody saying, I own you. What do you want to do? What can you do? Or more? Unfortunately, I didn't see you, the SPV boys. Articulators, articulated moguls, articulated morons. I didn't see you raging. You understand? Like, he said what he said. A lot of you have become more or less like crickets. Because part of what he said is that which PDP, these hungry people, these political jobbers, appointment seekers, contract seekers, beggars. Is it because they are all making noise on on TV and all of that? Who is PDP? Tell them to suspend. I dare them. That was yesterday. Then the question went on to that of Peter Obi. Obidient, according to Wike, if to say Obi was better, he will be the president of Nigeria today. According to him, that Nigerians chose Tifnumbu instead of Obi because Tifnumbu is better. That Peter Obi is just social media president in a nutshell. Oh, if you are talking about social, I'm not talking about social media, all the social media. We're talking about reality. Reality. So Tifnumbu is reality. Obi is fictional. And seriously, APC, Egbekegbe, they have been making a field day after that interview. He said Obi is only popular on social media, and social media is not real. We are talking about real life. Nigerians voted for Tifnumbu. Maybe he just kind of wanted to make you or get you more upset, Abi. Then he also said, you all of you should wait. Wait for the tribunal to finish. You now go see film. Do you understand that? Like, a lot of them are also waiting on the judiciary, as all of you are waiting on judiciary. Okay? Before they will kind of unravel fully on you. But Wike could not hold it back. He started shooting, double barrel, bah, boo, bah, everybody waiting for side, they collect. Let's start with you, the Obidient. That Wike said, Obi is just a social media president. Okay? But if we are talking about real thing, the real deal is Tifnumbu. I know you know why he's saying that too. But I want you to hear it from his mouth. So that
a lot of suffering is in the land. There is economic hardship in Nigeria. The situation is dire. Yeah. This government has also said that things are bad.
Yes.
What would you tell Nigerians? What would you tell Nigerians today as regarding the situation of the country and the kind of hope that they have for their future?
Yes, let me tell you. This country must learn very well. I've never seen a country that believes in miracle. Nigeria believes so much in miracle. Miracle.
Maybe because
no, it's not true. You are part of the problem we have. Let me tell you, when I mean you, I'm not saying you, Ashewun. Now, let me tell you something. I have just told you here the problems we have in the city. That it requires hard decisions to be taken.
There are those who believe that maybe Peter Obi would have probably taken better decisions.
I don't want social media issue here.
Peter Obi was a president.
I don't want social
media.
I don't want to discuss social media issues. I don't want this popularity. People talk about social media. I don't like that.
Peter Obi,
please, I want reality on ground. I don't discuss those things. And I don't discuss about presidential candidates any longer. I discuss about the economy, the president, what he has to offer. I don't want to. If he would have been better, Nigerians would have voted for him. So this is who Nigeria voted for. And that's what I'm concerned now.
So you believe in Bola Tinubu?
Not about belief. It's more than belief. He has the capacity. Just give him support. Pray for him. Nigerians don't like people who take decisions that way.
Did you get that? It was like, no, don't. We are talking about real thing. If Obi was better, Nigerians would have voted for him. But Nigerians voted for him. And that is why today, the man they didn't vote for is the president. The man is battling with legitimacy. Okay? And the last thing he needed right now is for the judiciary to legitimize that fraud. And then the likes of Wike can go on full, what do you call it? Full bragging throttle. The economic problem in Nigeria. Wike said, a lot of you are waiting for miracles. You are looking for miracles. But the person that is in charge, he has the capacity, he blah, 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 and all of that. Wait, you haven't heard anything, Man joined that of the PDP to it when they asking him about the PDP. First, this.
Because the thought was that if there was the crisis in the PDP had not gone on, the one that led some of you to oppose the position of Atiku Abubakar being the presidential candidate, that if some of you had worked for the PDP, that the PDP had a stronger chance. In fact, there are those who believe that even out of the court, there is a possibility that PDP may have a chance in the court.
Now, assuming even they have, it will not change my position of equity, fairness, and justice. It will not change my position. The position we said that I did not have that president for 8 years, which is there, therefore the South should have. It hasn't changed. It has not changed. So whichever way you look at it. But look, Shane, I've always told people that, you see, you don't tell people that you are the only one who matter. They are the only person who matters. No, the other people don't matter. No, you don't do that. I believe the right thing should be done at all times. If you have heard, that's not just stopping you from being sober and say, look, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I thought I was right.
Have you gotten it wrong? Did you get it wrong?
No, I said those.
I'm asking you in any way, on all of these steps that you have taken, did you do anything wrong?
Nothing. That's why our conscience is very clear. That's why we can walk with our shoulders high. In fact, the party should come to River State and say, look, you have made us proud by making sure our party took these seats. The one you lost was the one we have been protesting. Do the right thing. You say you will never do the right thing. Agree on something you will do. You change.
What if things change in the courtroom against the status quo as it is right now? What would you do?
Look, for me, it will not matter. That I stood firm that this is what is right to be done in the country.
You see that happening?
It can be done.
It's a possibility.
I have never said. No, the God. No, I don't see that possible. The God has
a lawyer.
The God. Listen, we have lawyers doing their work. I don't want to do their work. Right? I believe, and I strongly believe, that the God I serve is not a sleeping God. I believe the God that has kept me today, that made me to go through all these processes, will not just come and abandon us like that, though.
So you think your God supports Tinubu from now?
Supports the action we took.
To support Bola Tinubu?
Yes. Yes.
You said you are a PDP member. Yeah. But there are reports about your name on the APC Governorship Campaign Council in Bayelsa.
That is how to tell you how important that is.
So you will be working against your party in Bayelsa?
No, that is not correct. You see that the chairman of the party had refuted it. He must know politics. There are some underground hands from movement that today I'm the FCT president.
Did you hear him when he said, when they asked him that what if things change? That is, let's say if the court says Tinubu should move and the rest of them should leave because Tinubu didn't win. Like what would be his reaction? I mean, what was he gonna? I mean, what's he gonna do? And Wike quickly switched it to God. The God I serve. The God I serve will never abandon me. He will never abandon us like that. I know the lawyers are doing their own job. But I know the God I serve. The God you serve, that you unleash terror on your own people. The state you governed for 8 years. And the last, just on election day, you unleashed terror on them and killed 3 people because of Tinubu. And you turn around and you say, the God I serve can never abandon us midway. Do you see how they always kind of play God? Do you see how they play God? So something happened too. You know, he's still in PDP. And they have election in Bayelsa State. So the people in Bayelsa, PDP, they included this name as one of their campaign team, campaign leaders. APC, Egbekegbe, they are also participating in the election as well. State election. So APC, Egbekegbe now listed him as also the APC leaders going there to campaign. And that became an issue, yeah? Like, where is Wike in all of this? Where does he actually belong? And I think that was when Shewin asked him, like, what if they suspend you? The bombshell. They don't bond them well. Let them try it. Oh, in fact, I dare them. I dare them. Dare them to try it. Yes, the bombshell. I haven't seen the rage of, you know.
I don't.
Are you afraid that your party might move against you and expel you?
Who's the party?
The PDP.
Who are the PDP people?
They are the executives of the party, the neck of the party. You saw that the former vice president and the presidential candidate are meeting with governors and leaders of the party.
Please,
you don't think that those can come against you?
But let me tell you this today. Let me tell you this. We are just waiting for the presidential panel to finish. You know who actually are those who are working well for the party. How can anybody talk about expelling me? A state that provided that bought a governor, a state that bought three senators, a state that produced 32 House of Assembly members over 32, a state that produced 11 out of 13 House of Rep. The person that will suspend me is the one that couldn't produce a governor, is the one that couldn't produce 3 senators, is the one that couldn't produce assembly. What? Look, I have not seen that person. With all due respect.
If they do it, what would you do?
Nobody will do it. So the issue of they will do does not arise.
What if it is in a plan?
Which plan?
To discipline you for
who would discipline me? I should be the one calling for the discipline of these people who violated the party constitution.
In what way?
In the way that the party said there must be rotation. And you violated the constitution of the party. Who dares that person that will say will suspend? Who is that person? Who? I want to dare anybody who will say that. Listen. We're no man of character. I'm a man of character. I can tell you authoritatively. What happened? This government, what the press was saying was not what I said. I never said PDP governors nominated ministers. I never said so. I said that this government wrote to all the governors of PDP and APC to nominate people for appointments. That's what I said. To nominate people for appointment, 10 person, 13. Yes. And I said, PDP governors nominated people for appointment. Appointment is appointment, both as board, both as commissions, right? I challenge anybody who is the governor of PDP that said he never wrote any letter to this government for social people to be appointed under this government. Has anybody come to challenge me? Has anybody come to challenge me? Nobody has come to challenge me.
So PDP governors put forward names?
Of course.
For Bola Tinubu?
Of course. Let any one governor come up to say, you are telling lies I never wrote. I photocopy and I will show the world. Come on. Sometimes, listen, to tell you how I respect the party. I respect the party. I wrote to the national chairman and his people that this is the offer made to me by the president. Did they say they told me not to not accept? I wrote a letter to the zonal chairman of my party.
Did you get response?
Yes, they said accept it. It's a call for duty. I wrote to the state chairman of my party. He said accept it. I wrote to my governor. He said accept it. Who are these people coming to say they will discipline? Discipline who? Who discipline who? Look, forget about the rantings of the reggae dancers in their so-called, they say they know. They are all regretting of the actions they took. It is because of arrogance and impunity. Arrogance and impunity.
Did you see that? Wait till the tribunal legitimize these criminals. You will see the true arrogance, and this impunity is mentioning, okay? That's supposed to be a member of a political party, but it's bigger than his party. Like PDP is finished. Yeah, they still have fringes of where they, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the most they can be, as long as Nigeria remains, gone. What's the difference between them anyway? Is there any difference? Okay. You just dare them. I dare anybody. Yes, I dare anybody to discipline me. So who's going to discipline him? The last time he made a statement about Obidient and Obi. You know, the usual, when they used to call you 4 people tweeting in a room. You remember? That used to be very popular slang. What are we now? This is August. Last year, August. That was the moment the Obidient, the Obidient, started demystifying these political jobbers and chancers who have managed to wield empty, what do you call it? Empty personalities, sort of, right? Substanceless personalities all around all these years. You demystified all of that. And that started sometimes last year, July, when you were doing your 1 million man march, August, September. Maybe they used to call you 4 people tweeting in a room. Maybe they used to call you that a lot of you have no voters card, this, you know, have that, you don't even know your polling unit. Maybe they used to say that you are mostly noisemakers on social media. That Peter Obi will be your president on social media. But today, the likes of Wike had to go to the darkest part of this earth to commit the darkest of the darkest of the darkest crime against his own people, just to be able to have a seat on the table with Pablo Escobar, Pablo Ecowas. Do you understand that? So they used to say you are nothing. Social media, this and that. If you see 500,000 votes, they should declare you winner. Remember those days when they used to tell you that if Peter Obi score 500,000 votes, they should declare him winner. Oh, if Peter Obi score 1 million votes, I will give 10 people 1 million naira. Remember those days? All those cash TVists. They were all everywhere on social media at the time. So when the election came and the charade came to the head, the same Obi that they said couldn't get 500,000 votes, cannot win one local government. After all of the rigging, after all of the one they couldn't even rig well. You know what I mean? Like they have been rigging for 24 years in Nigeria. Sure you get? They are still not perfect. Rig election. Maybe everybody go be like, this election rigging are perfect. Oh, you know, if you dispute this one, they couldn't rig. It was so messy. It was so like, man, you saw it now. All because they wanted to stop the 4 people tweeting in a room. The day they finally, after a week that Mr. Yakubu finally announced the result at 4 a.m. Peter Obi that they said social media president ended up, at least the one they declared though, ended up with 12 solid states that he won convincingly with margin, including Abuja. The giant PDP, the giant APC ruling party, they were scrambling and scrambling and crushing and scratching everywhere just because they wanted to remain in power. It became the nightmare that the trauma is still affecting them today. That's why if you see anything, if you go on social media and say, for example, if they say Nigeria foreign reserve gained 1 billion naira. Sure you get, like, it's supposed to be good news, Abi. Say they don't have 1 billion to Nigerian foreign reserve after they have depleted it all. And you go there, you say, nah lie. Just go there and say, nah lie. You will see them, they will come. Now the trauma of waiting you Obidient did to them. Oh, let us be honest. Oh, me, I want to, you know what I'm saying, right? The trauma of that 2023 campaign and election will still make them today. If you just go somewhere and just comment and say, nah lie. They will come there and say, you Obidient, you disobedient, you this enemy of Nigeria. Be like, Baba, wait till they worry you. I just commented nah lie. You don't even know me. You don't even know if I participated in your charade or not. But automatically, I'll be obedient. You disobedient, you disobingo. Now Nigeria will be great in your lifetime. Nigeria will be better. We know that you don't like Nigeria. Say, Sherry trauma, 4 people tweeting in a room. People who were supposed to be social media noisemakers. They ended up being the nightmare that, you know, as if call you, hey, Esa, Kilode, Obio, where is he? He said, no, sir, you are sleeping. Obi is not here, sir. Long. Disobedient. You people are telling me that they are just social media noisemaker. I am having bad dreams. Now the trauma, if you see all of them attacking you today, now the trauma, they thought when the whole thing comes down, you go be like Kwakwanso. Remember, you go be like Kwakwanso. So the likes of Wike can come back and continue to delude himself and feel like Tifnumbu actually got elected when he knows what they did. Like I said, just the other time when he was saying the same thing, you know what to be said. Even despite all of his effort killing people for Tifnumbu in Rivers State. I mean, now, let's be honest. Now, even you, where they watch me, you, Lagos Abobaku, you, Tifnumbu supporter, once in a while, dead clock can be right twice in a day. You know that dead clock. Even if they have removed your humanity, empathy and sympathy, honesty and sincerity, maybe once in a while, you could tell yourself, that's true, Mayego. I remember. When Wike rigged the election in Rivers State, even all of you, Tifnumbu supporters, were shocked. Some of you came out and said, this weekend a madman, he went too far. Which kind of rigging be this? This one feel destroy this whole election at the tribunal. Some of you said that with what you saw. And he got rewarded for it, fine. So if you turn around and he's talking about social media president, you don't know that you are deluding yourselves. You are deluding yourselves. Obi.
And for making Southern presidency possible, you are his hero. Festus Keyamo, spokesperson of the APC, also waded into the matter and said, in fact, that you have served your purpose in this electoral process, that the purpose that you were to serve was to help make Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu president-elect. That's his own reading of it. He says, because without you stopping the PDP in their traditional states, Bola Tinubu would not have emerged as president-elect. Number 3, Reno Omokri, who is a spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party, says, well, APC may have rigged, but that Mr. Peter Obi was the perfect rigger in that election, and that you rigged in the Southeast, that he is surprised that a candidate will be reporting 97% of the votes from certain states of the Federation. Of course, Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate of the PDP himself, had admitted that your leaving the PDP hurt his chances in that election. What do you say to these general comments on your presidential race?
Well, Ruben, my first reaction generally is that I contested the election. I wasn't contesting it to help anybody to win. And I continue to say that even the declared winner did not win. You might have been declared by whatever means, but you've not won the election. Ruben, to win is to win the people. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. That means if you must win the people. But if you don't win the people, you've not won. And I can tell you, the last election, the declared person did not win. However, that is what we're challenging. The rascality is what we're challenging. On the various comments, let me use the issue of Reno Omokri. Ordinarily, I won't comment on anything because I only comment on or reply fellow presidential candidates, not their spokesperson, because they're not contesting. But since something that I have never participated or been part of was mentioned, I need to reply it. Ruben, I have never, and I will never, ask anybody to add one vote for me that doesn't rightfully belong to me. I've never paid anybody to rig election for me. Go all over Nigeria and ask anybody in INEC, the so-called EOs, resident commissioner, everybody, whether any of them have met Peter Obi saying do this. Go and ask police, army, anybody. Never. They are referees. It is their job to do their job. I've never. This show where I got 97% is in Anambra State. Reno Mokri forgot that in 2019, go and check the records, where PDP had the highest vote was in Anambra State. When in 2019, when I was vice presidential candidate to Atiku, our vote in Anambra State was 95 point something, almost 96%. That's where PDP got the highest vote, because I was on that ballot. And they know me. Ruben, I live in Onitsha. If you want to know whether I get 95% in Anambra State, come and go to Anambra State with me. I don't need police. When I come out, you see the reaction of the people. In fact, I'm actually surprised I didn't get 100%. I'm telling you, because I don't know who will be voting against me in Anambra State. In the Southeast, it's a similar situation. People know me. People know what I stand for. People know I've kept to my promises. People know I've kept what I've said. It's a simple thing. It's like people go about and say, oh, he got votes in Lagos because of the Igbos. Remember how many Igbos live in Lagos? I got more votes from the indigenous in Lagos than those who are, you can call visitors. Are the Igbos in Nasarawa? Are the Igbos in Plateau? Are the Igbos in Abuja? In Rivers, where you know that the governor came out against me, is everything. I said, if the real vote of Rivers were counted, Ruben, I won. I have over 50-something% of the vote. The other two parties were sharing the order. And it was, I won in Asoro. It was so, will you say it's rigging? Which machinery do I have to rig? I have no councillor, I have no local government chairman, no this thing. I'm not in control of police. I don't even know any DPO. So which machinery will I use to rig? How will you do? They are the ones who I believe in this. What they are doing is what I'm trying to change. So those who say you have satisfied what I came for are part of the people we're trying to change. All right.
Okay, so let's talk about the...
Did that answer your curiosity? That was his answer then. Is somebody who is still believing that, don't worry, I know a lot of you don't believe in the system, but we will prove it. You cannot win an election without winning the people, which is true. The people are the ones who give you legitimacy. So if you win an election, that means you have won the people. Shey Tinubu win the people in Nigeria today? I mean, be honest. Everywhere you go, some of you Lagos Aboba Coups watching me right now, you know they tire. Everywhere you go, what are you trying to do? You are fighting everybody. For who? For Tinubu. What does that tell you? Does that not tell you that he wasn't elected? The legitimacy question, is so much still unanswered. He has no legitimacy. Everywhere you go to, now I'm going to go kill your papa. And you this bastard, you this Omali. Are you not supposed to be shaking the con? Are we not supposed to be praying? Are you know the tire? What does that tell you? It simply means you are fighting to be accepted by the people you said elected you. Everything is, some of you are here now, everything, they will be criticizing him. Even if he said, okay, he's going to do something, nobody believe in him. Why? Because they didn't vote for him. They didn't. You can tell them, you can continue to tell them, continue to cry. No, they are not crying. They are making their rejection obvious. We did not vote for this drug dealer. No, we didn't. Fine, you support him, you wanted him to be president. Now he's got so much baggages that continue to approve those who never wanted him right. Do you understand? So, even if he said, okay, all Nigerians, thank God, we now have, 1 naira to $1. Petrol is now 20 naira a liter. People will still never accept him. Have you not noticed? So if you are there fighting everybody for Tifnumbu, no, you are the one crying. You are supposed to be happy that your wish has come true, but look around you. Your wish is not the wish of the majority. He is not accepted. Of course, he has the chance of forcing himself on the rest of the country for now, but it may not be for too long. Yeah, it may not be for too long. Because this issue of election rigging, election manipulation, all these democratic, anti-democratic elements in Africa, they are already giving birth to military takeovers all over Africa. So continue. They tell you, say, Ali Bongo no get supporter. There are Gabonese that love Ali Bongo, praying for him every day. Do you think there are none? Bazoum in Niger Republic. There are Nigerians that are praying for Bazoum. Sure, you get. But the thing here is that if you are practicing democracy, it is the game of the majority versus the minority. In Nigeria, in Africa, it is the game of the minority versus the majority. You reject them at the poll, they rig the election, they force themselves on you. Then they begin to implement policies that you cannot even fight. If you try to fight it, they use the instrument of the state to clamp down on you, shoot, kill, and jail you. And it is like a vicious circle. It's like that all the time. Oh, election is coming. Elections in Africa is like preparing for war. Because the minority criminals, they want to force themselves on the majority, supposedly the people, which is actually the base for that democracy. Government of the people. By the people, for the people. It is not the government of the rich, by the rich, for the rich. That one is called kleptocracy. I think so. Or government of the few, by the few, for the few. Government of the Christians, by the Christians, for the Christians. Government of the Muslim, by the Muslims, for the Muslims. That's not democracy. Government of the Yorubas, by the Yorubas, for the Yorubas. Can only happen in Yoruba nation, not in Nigeria. Government of the Hausa of the North, by the North, for the North. No, that's not democracy. That's what they practice in Africa. It is the government of the few, by the few, for the few. And they target democracy. So continue rigging elections, continue manipulating it, continue telling people that they can go and hug transformer. There's nothing they can do. Asiwaju go use 80 years. Asiwaju go use 80 years. He can use 100 years. It won't be the first. But with what is going on in Africa, okay, you continue. Shebi Rwanda, let me tell you this, in Togo, na family affair. In Rwanda, it is compensation for the former warlord. No, in their own way, they put together a style of government in Rwanda. That style of government has created a dictator. But what that means is that, you can't criticize the dictator. You cannot contest election against Kagame. Sure, you get. If you declare as an opposition to run against Kagame, you will automatically be accused of being sponsored by some enemy of Rwanda. So automatically you end up in jail. 23 years now after the Rwanda genocide, Kagame has been their president. And they have Rwanda, they have the best PR in Africa. Maybe, I don't know, right? Abi, some of you are here. Whenever they want to talk about where good governance is, good life, rule of law in Africa, they take for some of your for some of your mouth to mention Rwanda. Look at Rwanda. Meanwhile, Kagame, 23 years of Kagame, has also kept Rwanda more or less like the North Korea of Africa. The poverty, it's like they are the one that they will write the number. The living standard of Rwandans, and the rest of that. You know what I mean? Like no corruption, no this, they are like the states. 23 years, no democracy, but except the democracy defined in Rwanda. The one that jailed opposition or killed them. So 23 years, supposed peaceful Rwanda. Kagame don't get the message after what happened in Gabon. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, that one has been in power for about 37 years. He has also received the message. Paul Biya of Cameroon, that one has been in power for over 40 years. He has also received the message as well. Now, reacting to what happened in Gabon, before they will begin to call all of you to make some noise for them, like Ali Bingo, they decided to quickly retire some of those they believe that could be tempted. Number one, what happened in Niger Republic? What happened in Niger Republic? The coup in Burkina Faso was, was carried out by the presidential guard. Those who are protecting the president at them first, you know what I mean? When it happened in Mali, it was those who are protecting the president that first arrested him and they got it on. Then when it happened in Niger, it was the people who are protecting the president that arrested Bazoum. Now that it happened in Gabon, same thing. National Guard or Presidential Guard, they were the ones who also arrested the president. And let me tell you something. For all the places that coup have taken place in Africa, especially the French-speaking African countries where coup have taken place, it has been so obvious that despite majority of them pretending to be practicing democracy, the military takeover in those countries have received thunderous, massive acceptance from the citizens, from the populace. All over these places. So, in Burkina Faso, when the military took over, the people celebrated. It was a massive national celebration. Right? When it happened in Mali, it was a national celebration. When it happened in Niger, in Guinea, national celebration. Now, it has happened in Gabon. You have seen how they have been celebrating and welcoming them. So, which means those who claim to be doing democracy in Africa and those of them who have been sit-tight rulers in Africa, those who have manipulated their constitution of their country, those who have manipulated their electoral system in their countries to keep themselves in power, now they are having an idea how much their people hate them. That's where I'm going. When the military came in, and you see the acceptance of this military by the people, that shows you that whether you have been ruling for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you are telling yourself that your people love you. Baba, you have been in power for 20 years. Go and rest now. No, my people love me. I'm still serving my people. They want me. 30 years, my people want me. I'm still serving them. 40 years, and all those expressions that if the people still want him, when military strikes, you will realize how much your people hate you. Not just the president. I'm talking about all of you political parties who are ruling every part of Nigeria today. All of you, PDP, APC, and any party you belong to, any political position you are currently holding, if you are currently still benefiting from the total control of the establishment by these criminals, your leaders, one day, go be one day. That when that one day happen, you will realize how much people hate you. That's when you realize how much people actually hate you. You will be watching the videos of people celebrating your downfall. When your family members will be hunted down, some of them will be killed. Your properties will be destroyed. A lot of you will run away. You will run away without anything, taking anything with you. You'll be watching them burning your properties, burning everything you probably hold dear. All of your security agents, everybody will scatter. You'll be asking yourself, are these not the same people who always dance and dance and dance and sing every time I come around? Are these not the same people I have been giving money to for their children's school fees, for their medical bill, for all this scholarship? Are these not the people I built mosque for? I built churches for? Are these not the people who love me, who pretended to love me? Are these not the people who have been voting for me? Or I have been rigging and never complained? You will realize how much they hate you. But for now, may everybody do Vuvuzela. With a Wike, continue to blab your mouth. Now, one single stroke like that, and it will just sweep everybody. So what did they do? Kagame is worried. Okay? So he quickly retired some senior military officials, especially those who are protecting the presidential palace in Rwanda. May I tell you about this dictator that has one of the best PR in Africa right now. You know what they do sell? May I tell you, I love you, Rwandans, I love you. But a lot of you will agree with me, right? So to avoid any repeat of the genocide, tribal war or ethnic cleansing, which saw nearly 1 million people killed in 100 days in Rwanda. So they decided that you are not going to be identified by your ethnic nationality anymore. Whether you are Hutu or you are Tutsi, it doesn't matter. You are Rwandan. So that idea is idea of nationalism. That idea is the idea of Kagame and his group, the guys who actually came to stop the genocide at the time. That's, you know what I mean? That's how, to stop the genocide, you have to commit genocide too, okay? So they were those rebels who came from DRC, entered Rwanda, and they ended the killing. And after this national agreement, blah, 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 he was appointed as the leader, okay? And he became the first president of Rwanda. And every policy that they felt would keep everybody in check were put in place. I'll tell you about Rwanda, yeah? Apart from all of their PRO, okay? If you see anything about Kagame, this video I'm making right now, Kagame and his crew, they spend so much money, right? That this video I am making right now, I won't be surprised if they will cut part of it because I've said something terrible about Kagame. Masha no cross Rwanda. Whether not 5 years, whether not 10 years from today, if my traveling cross Rwanda, Kigali, they will stop me there. They will play me this video. So you are this Nigerian who has been saying nonsense about the president and about Rwanda. That's what they will do. So immediately, I'm going to end up in their jail. Immediately, right there, they're going to sentence me to maybe 30, 40 years. And immediately, they are going to, to unleash the PR on everywhere, media, locally and internationally, of how this Nigerian has been trying to bring back Rwanda war through his YouTube channel. That's it. And they will focus on that until you'll be reading that they are begging Rwanda Kagame to release me because of what I said on YouTube, what I said on Facebook. Rwandans know this very well. A lot of them, they can't go back to Rwanda, your beautiful Rwanda. Especially those of you who are not from Rwanda, Nigerians who love to talk about our beautiful Africa, this or that. Africa is full of dictators. Somehow, people love their dictators, differently. And with the wind that is blowing in Africa now, you may sleep in Kigali this evening, and knowing that Kagame is the president, and you may wake up tomorrow morning, Kagame don't dey prison, another person don't become president. That is the situation now in Africa. Some of these local dictators who have managed to put a very fine profile out there, PR, why they call, they kind of, cage their people in the name of democracy. They are feeling it. In Cameroon, Paul Biya of Cameroon. Well, you know Paul Biya very well. Okay? So, Paul Biya, from the record, they said he came to power since 1982 or 83. But that's like 41 years ago. You know his story very well. The man is 90 years old right now. With what happened in Gabon, in Cameroon, Pobia children, they are member of government in Cameroon. Some of them are there that they are already grooming to take over from him. You know his story, Abi. He himself has decided to retire and transfer some of the Cameroonian generals and all of them. He released a decree yesterday, saying that all of these people, they are to be retired, and those that are not retired, they must be moved far, far away from presidential palace. All of the ammunitions of the military, government ammunitions in Cameroon, they have decided, right, to put them under a special team that will monitor them, different from the military of Cameroon right now. You know what that means, The generals in charge of security of Cameroon, including the president and his family, they have changed them. Not just that, those who are now in the control of the weaponry of Cameroon as a country, they have also changed them to only people that they don't even know themselves, kind of. So it was like a quick change and all of that. So, you know, whatever is going on, whether true or whether it's going to happen or not, no, let's just do it. Let's do it. We cannot take that chances. Equatorial Guinea, is also coming on board soon. Togo, where you have the Nasingbe, Yadema, the Nasingbe, they are also coming on board soon. It's also another place where a tyrant has been for a while. So, how far or who is next? As you are sitting down here right now, wondering, like, where is next? Okay? In July, it was Niger Republic. Okay? In August, it's Gabon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go to September. Which country is also going to fall to coup in September? That is the worry for even those who thought a day like this will never come, or a period like this will never come, that they will have to be worried about the country that they felt like they've conquered already. In Nigeria, the military had to issue repeated warning. Now the sixth one be this. So before now, they continue to tell Nigerians that forget it, coup can never happen in Nigeria. We will never allow that. We are committed to democracy. We will defend anybody who try to truncate democracy and defend democracy against them. And all this blah, 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 shalaye that is coming from the Nigerian military. Anyway, Tifnumbu changed all of them recently by choosing the people he trusts. But after choosing them, 2 coups have happened. One in Niger, one in Gabon. And they still haven't figured out how they're going to tackle both as we speak. Now, another one could happen again. So even with people, Tifnumbu's service chiefs, they still have to issue a warning, a kind of reassurance. We are loyal to the government of this country. There will never be any coup in Nigeria. Any soldier or any military or group of soldiers entertaining such, they should bury it. If you are caught, the punishment is going to be very severe. Baba, Natif Numbu's chief of army staff, they give that warning. They are warning the junior soldiers in the army. Don't think it, they get motivated, because of this and that. So Nigeria is not Gabon. Nigeria is not Niger. Okay? If you are caught trying to do any coup or anything, Baba, you will be arrested, But the thing is this. We don't know if they know they are not talking. They are talking to the wrong crowd. Even right now, they are trying to gaslight a lot of you that you are wishing that there is going to be a coup in Nigeria because you lost the election and the rest of that. It's not you. Remember, I've told you that before. It is not you. You have played your own part. They told you to go and get PVC. You decided to go and get it. Abi? They told you to go and get ballot paper and vote. You decided to go and get ballot, you voted. Now, it was time for them to count your votes. Shalaye started. They changed the rules of the game. In the middle of the game, They have cheated you already. So at this point, the injustice that has led to a lot of you rejecting them in the first place has now possibly quadrupled. You have more reason now that you don't even want to have anything to do with them. Even if you don't get gone or anything to go and remove them. If anybody remove them tomorrow, at least like Gabonese and the rest of them, una go see troop out on the streets and celebrate the fact that you had a peaceful means of removing them. They turned it into war. Now those who they believe will defend them for rigging you have now turned the gun on them. So what do? Is it your fault? Of course, I don't wish you have a military coup in Nigeria. May I tell you that truth too? But that means because I'm not in Nigeria. And it is very unfair. Like seriously. If you are not in Nigeria, okay, you are likely not going to understand from where people are coming from when they say, Baba, forget it, Joe. What is the worst thing that the military will do that these guys have not done? If you criticize them, they can make you disappear. Yes, you can disappear, that nobody will see you again. Even if you go to court in Nigeria, if the court says they should do this, they can disobey the court and nothing will happen. Is that not what the military does as well? They can steal your money and they know you cannot do anything. Nothing you can do. We did this one 5 billion, this one billion, that one billion. Now you go read them. What you go do? You won't go arrest them. So, soldiers no get human rights. For under military, you no get any human right to Baba, no human right to. Sure you get. You feel sleep inside, you feel go to bed for inside your house this evening and wake up in Kirikiri by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. But is that different from what these guys are already doing to you? Are they not already using soldiers to level a whole village? Are they not already using soldiers, Air Force, to bomb villages and bomb civilians? Are they not already doing it? Do you have a chance of holding anybody responsible? Are they not committing crimes against humanity in Nigeria today? Mass murder, genocide. Are they not doing it? Religious cleansing. Are they not doing it now? Under civilian democracy. What is that worst thing that the military would do? But if you are not in Nigeria, that you understand how all of this system works, you will never wish military on them. But if you are inside Nigeria, if you actually speak to those who are inside Nigeria, all these things you are talking about, they will tell you what is the worst. What do you think is the worst? They did not vote for these people, but they have already taken over government. They have started making appointments. They have started borrowing money in the name of Nigeria. They have started doing things like people actually voted for them. So soldiers who come with guns, nobody voted for them. They will also be signing contracts. They will also be printing money, borrowing money, doing things that these criminals are also doing. And you cannot do anything to them. So, what is the worst they can do? Mismanage the economy? Is that not what these guys are doing? Baba, 24 years, civilian government, democratic government cannot build 24 hours electricity in Nigeria.